How's it going, everybody? Jake from StratGeeks coming at you once again. This time with a video where I'm going to be going over ORS and Axios trades, how the systems operate. I'm going to go over a couple updates that we've made to the ORS and Axios templates. I'm also going to go into how I trade the Axios manual signals and the ideas that we're working on for possibly a new strategy. Well, it will have to be a new strategy, Axios Ultra or something. Basically, we'd have to reprogram from the ground up to do a couple of the types of trades that I'll be going over in the manual part of the video. But yeah, for right now, I just want to let everybody know how to get in touch with me. We are doing a super good, very limited sale right now for just the first 5 people that send me a Discord DM or an email. So just go to StratGeeks.ai, scroll down, and you'll see this big red join the Discord button. Just click on that and then find me, Jake at ORS. It'll be my picture here. And if I don't get back to you in 24 hours, that means something's wrong. Because I always get back to people very, very fast, as long as I'm awake. But yeah, Jake at ORS, just join the Discord here. You can also send me an email to onetraderjake@gmail.com. And yeah, so also Eamon, but it's easier just to get a hold of me, onetraderjake@gmail.com. And then, yeah, I will beat the pricing that you see on the website substantially. And the pro, I guess I should say, the pricing and the subscription structure, if you send me a DM or an email. Anyway, okay, so on the left here, we have some Axios results. And the best part about these new Axios results is that we just had Axios 1.4 come out. It's just kind of behind the scenes now for everybody because we're just waiting on one more thing from the developer. But myself and Eamon are able to run it on our systems. And what's great about it is that it's even more accurate as far as the backtesting to live results are. It's insanely accurate. ORS we've known for, I don't know, 2 years or something, that it's insanely accurate. ORS over here on the right. But yeah, Axios, even with this update with the more accurate, man, it's really, really good. Look how big the trade sample size is, too, 243. It's almost a 66% win rate, which, you know, win rate, spin rate, it's not one of my favorite statistics, but it is a psychological statistic for sure. What I like to see is the net profit versus the drawdown. That's massive. The drawdown under $1,000 for Axios with, you know, Axios 1.4. It says 1.0 down here, but it's actually 1.4. Our average winner is 187, bigger than our average loser. Our largest winning trade, $900. Our largest losing trade, only 600. So that's really good. I don't like to see a largest winning trade be something like $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000. Because it's like, what a windfall that would be, you know? So like out of this 15 grand here from Axios, like there aren't any windfall trades bigger than $900. That's incredible. And same goes with ORS over here. ORS 14.5. Now these are some new settings. I'm playing around with break even, which I don't normally do. I mean, the results are still good without the break even, but I think with the way that we're currently running the ORS template with these really large targets, that I think it's almost an imperative. I've been doing it manually a lot, just moving my stop to break even when we're like halfway or 3/4 of the way to target. And because we have these larger targets and these larger stops, we don't want to scale down, but because we have that leeway, the accuracy is still going to be there with ORS because the tick data doesn't have to, how do I explain this? The tick data isn't like consolidated into a bunch of trades and maybe the stop wouldn't have been moved to break even. Like it's pretty darn obvious that the stop would be moved to break even plus our offset. I think I got an offset like 100 or 150 ticks. But we're going to go over that in the charts here in a second. But anyway, it makes sense to me to go ahead and try this now. We're still at 12,000 without the auto break even, but just for psychological reasons, the break even is pretty sweet. And I do trust that it's going to be good with these current settings. But yeah, ORS, over 100 trade sample size. Nice sample size actually for the size of these trades. And it's almost a 68%, 67% win rate. But again, we have 14.5, drawdown 965. Backtests have historically been extremely accurate. Average winner 293, average loser 218. So we have a positive reward to risk on both strategies. Another thing I like to look at is the average trade, $127 average trade. That's super chill. Now, both of these templates are, you could say, optimized for a prop firm 50K account, but you can always scale down. ORS right now is running 2 micros, so you could cut this in half if you wanted. You could take this 14, make it 7, take this 965, make it 450 or so with just one contract. Now with Axios, you can scale down even further. This is 4 contracts, so you can divide this 15 by 4 and your drawdown by 4. 2, 4, 6, 8, 250, 265 drawdown. Maybe we'll have time to play around with some of those settings, and I'll show you how things transpire once we reduce the contracts. But yeah, both strategies, profit factor over 2, which is incredible, especially the way that NinjaTrader does its profit factor factoring. One thing that I really like about ORS is how balanced the trades are, which makes more of a difference with ORS because of how large the trades are, and we have a smaller trade sample size. I really want the longs and the shorts to be as balanced as possible, so it doesn't really feel like luck, We obviously have a positive expectancy here. 114 trades, the longs and the shorts are almost identical by like $75. That's insane. Now, with Axios, it's not as big of a deal that the longs and shorts aren't as balanced because we're taking way more trades, and they're a lot smaller trades. You can see here, 187. Yeah, it's almost half the size. The winning average winner is almost a little bit more than half the size of the ORS average winner. Average loser, yeah, it's still smaller. What actually is really nice though about the Axios balance factor is that the total trades taken are short and long are pretty darn balanced. Win rate 60% for the long, 70% for the short. Either way, however you look at it, it's really, really nice. So let me go ahead and show you folks. What should we do first? Let's look at the Axios. Actually, you know what? We have a bunch of subscribers that are probably going to watch this video, and they'd probably want to see what the heck I'm doing with ORS. So let's go ahead and blow up the ORS chart here. So what I have going on with ORS right now, get this drawing tool thing out of the way. I specifically chose this day because the break-evens, what's kind of cool is that the break-evens are very rare. They the way that I have this set up. I actually had to scroll all the way back to what is this day? I was going to say October 15th. It's December 2nd. Pretty sure I had to scroll back all the way to December 2nd to even find a break-even trade. Now you might be looking at this going, break-even trade? That's not a break-even. Well, let me show you how we arrived here. Also, send me an email or a Discord DM, and I can send you this sweet fib tool that I made. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. For free, no charge. Just say hi, and I can send you this. And you got to save it in a very particular way when you download it, and then slap it into the NinjaTrader. So well, you know what? There's so many different ways to explain this. Well, so first of all, our break-even setting is offset by, I think it's 100 ticks. Yeah, 100 ticks. I'm not going to get that exact, but it's 100 ticks. So once our price, the way that I have this set up right now, and I just uploaded the most recent ORS template, this one, the break-even template, to our Google Drive shared folder for all our subscribers. You can just go there and you can download the new template. So we enter here, and then once we get to, I think I have it set up 150%. Yeah. So once we get to 150% of target, so the target's going to be, so our target's going to be down here. Let's make this green. And I'm also going to explain how ORS takes its trades as well. So I haven't actually done a combined video. I'm going to explain Axios, how it takes its trades. I'm going to explain ORS, how it takes its trades. And then I'm also going to explain 1 day's worth of Axios manual trades, which is the ideas that we're working on to get this new strategy, Axios Ultra, or maybe we'll come up with a brand new name. I'm not sure. But yeah, that is the target, and our stop is 175%, which would be like right here probably. Let's make that red. Just, what time is it here now? It is 11 o'clock at night. I finally got around to walking the dog. He had a night walk today. Just tucked my daughter in. She's got her first day back at school. She's 10 and a half. First day back at school tomorrow after the holidays. Man, we live here in Bali in Indonesia, and boy, oh boy, do they have a nice long holiday break. A month. They had a month off for holiday break. You know how much I would have killed for that when I was in school. When I was in 5th grade, man, a whole month off just for the holidays? Absolutely fantastic. I think they do it because they're international and people want to go back to wherever they're from, Germany or whatever. I'm from the United States. I'm American. I was born in Maine, in a cabin in Maine, and I might even throw a picture of the cabin that I was born in here when I edit the video. Anyway, so our target is 200%. So 200% is, so 100% is 1 deviation. 200% is 2 deviations. So let's back up and let's just start from the beginning. For anybody who has this, so you can kind of watch this video. It'll probably end up being about an hour long. You can kind of watch this video and understand how ORS works, how Axios works, what the ideas that we're trying to develop for the new strategy. You kind of get it all in one spot. Plus, you can, if you're one of the 5 people that send me a message or an email, you can get an amazing deal that's not listed on our website right now to sign up. And also, for any of our current subscribers who are watching this, I think probably most of you will watch it. If you know anybody who wants to sign up with us, we will make sure that they get that special deal as well. And then we'll also give you a 20% kickback. So basically, like, if you were to get, for instance, 5 people referred, then you'd end up getting a full free subscription term, whatever your terms are. Or it's just 20% for one, or whatever you got. So I got some people interested in referring some of their friends. We have a lot of people that refer friends to us, which is really, really cool. That makes me feel good. Anyway, so how ORS works is it's based on the opening range. Sorry if this is repetitive for anybody. Based on the opening range. Here's our opening range. We call the opening range from 9:30 to 9:45. That's our 15-minute window opening range. Just happens to work the best. Happens to work the best. Just is what it is. So we have our lowest low put in here in the first 15 minutes and our highest high put in here, which gives us an opening range on this particular day on December 2nd of 569 ticks. The way that we have this template set up right now is we have a 200% target. So I would just explain that. So 100%, let's use the arrow instead. 100%, 200%. So we call these range levels from here to here standard deviations or range levels, whatever you want to call them, SDs or RLs or whatever. But basically half of the opening range is this template. So here we're going for a target of 200%. And 200% would be 569 ticks. So our entry is here. And our exit would be here. Oh, I got it perfect. And our stop is 175% of a deviation or a range level. So that would probably be about 500 ticks or so. So positive RVR. So to enter a trade, we need 3 things. So So a couple of reasons why we didn't enter this trade. This one's a really easy one to explain, so let's just go ahead and explain it. Okay, so to enter a short, we need three things. We need a red shaded zone. See that back there? That's a red shaded zone. And then you can see here there's green, and then so red and green. It's very lightly shaded. But to enter a short, we need a red shaded zone. There's our red shaded zone. And we need a blue moving average. That means it's sloping down, so we have it coded in for sloping down is blue. And we also need to be closing below the moving average. So 1, 2, 3. Red shaded zone, blue, sloping down, closing below. So as soon as all that happens, we're going to have to zoom in. Maybe this isn't quite the best example because it's so on the line. Yeah, let's zoom all the way in. So we turn, let's get rid of this. Okay, so we're in the red shaded zone here. And as soon as that happens, all three criteria are met. I don't have the line drawn absolutely perfectly, you can see that. But as soon as we get all three criteria, ORS will place an order here on this line. On the range level line, but this candle doesn't quite close below it, so that means that the order was actually placed way up here, and obviously the price does not pull back up to there. And then we have a white candle here, and we're looking for a pullback. Our limit order is way up here. Limit order is also one of the reasons that ORS is extremely accurate. Only limit orders to get in, no market orders. Still doesn't pull back, and then actually this is a really good example because we got some variance here. So then we close below the next range level. So that means that ORS will automatically move its order down here. Now we're going to be waiting for a pullback to this range level here. And no, we're still hanging out. Still there. Still there. Oh. And then we close below this range level. So ORS is going to automatically move its entry order down to here. And bam, there we have it. And we're filled. And now we're going to go over the break-even thing here. And order filled. You can zoom back out again. And our target's way down there. We're hovering around. And now we get halfway to target. And as soon as we get to, it's going to be right about, I think I have it set to 150. 150% would be here. So 100, 150, 200. So as soon as we get to right here, then our stop, which was up here at 175% away, as soon as we hit that 150, then our target is going to be moved, not just to break even, because we have some really nice settings as ORS and Axios, same settings. So we're going to be moved to break even plus 100 ticks, and that should be like right around in there. So now our stop is securing us 100 ticks. And yeah, it would have been here. And then we get stopped out at plus 100. Does that make sense? That's a pretty detailed explanation. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. Let me pause for a second here, and I'm going to show you folks the settings. Yeah, so break-even box is checked, and then we can select percent of standard deviation, SD. Some people give me crap about the SD. It's technically not a standard deviation, but I don't know. I like it. I like the way it sounds. Anyway, so we have that box checked. You can also set it to ticks, but we have it checked for percent of deviation at 150%. And then we had to look at the offset ticks here. So we're going to secure 100 ticks. Break even after ticks, this doesn't come into play unless you have ticks selected here. So the two numbers that matter when percent of ORSD is selected on the drop down is the break even. So 150, 150%, and 100. So yeah, I played around. I played around with this for a while to see what the best settings were for the last 90 days for ORS, and this seems to be pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this thing next week. The results are fantastic, and I got a lot of. I'm just kind of excited about it. Okay, let's pause here for a second, and we'll pull up another chart. Actually, you know what? I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna go over some other settings publicly. As well. I just want to show you so position size. This is where you select, I have selected 2 micros right now. This is where you select how big of an opening range you want. You're going to make that 930 to 10, whatever. Please sign up with us, or current subscribers, please find better settings. That would be sick. Somebody actually messaged me today with some amazing Axios signal settings where I was like, no way, you did not. And he did. He found some settings that were better than mine for the period, Axios period settings. Sick, absolutely sick. So we'll go over that here in a second. But what I really wanted to show you was the divider. So divider here, 2. That means we're dividing the opening range up into just 2 sections. So here's the high of the opening range, this pink dots. There's the low of the opening range, and our divider is set to 2. In the past, we'd had the divider set to 4 a lot. That allows for a lot more trades. But I don't know, something about the way that I'm not going to share all the settings right now, but I will share this. But some of the other settings we have, anyway, it makes a lot of sense right now to divide it by 2. But you can play around with this however you want when you get set up. And by the way, when you do sign up with us, the first 5 people, you can also have a totally free of charge Zoom meeting with me where I'll help you set up ORS, make sure everything's all perfect, and I'll help you set up Axios, make sure everything's set up all perfectly. Yeah, you can also do it yourself. There's a PDF and a video on how you can do it. But a lot of people like to do that, and then I can come on, get on Zoom with people, screen share and whatever, and they can ask me more specific questions, stuff like that. Or I can even show some of the Axios manual methods that we're working on for the new strategy that we're working up. Okay, so let's shift gears here to Axios. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good on ORS. Okay, one sec. All right, cool. So let's check out the Axios results here. Just one more time. Make sure we got the right template loaded. Let's drag that in. Yeah, looking good. $15,975 drawdown. I can almost not believe that both the drawdowns are under 1,000. That's so sick. Optimized for a 50K account again. So let me show everybody how Axios in its current form, Axios is going to stay how Axios is. We are working on an update right now. I'm not sure if the developer is going to be able to do it, but the update that we're working on right now, and this wouldn't be the new strategy. This would be for the current Axios version. We could call it Axios 1.5. Right now we're working on 1.4, which has some of the contract stuff getting worked out. A couple little bugs, nothing major, but it's running really smooth now. On my machine, unfortunately, there's a little bit of, he's just got to do one more thing to fix something, but we should get that done early next week. No problem. But we're working on, after he gets that taken care of for us, I have a request. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, but you see how small this target is? 37 ticks. We are working on a request for a minimum target. So if we had 50 ticks set as a minimum swing target, then the strategy would have to choose this swing. And then it would be a 160 tick target. So I got the request out there. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it. But if you can't do it for Axios 1.5, then perhaps he can do it for Axios Ultra or whatever that we're going to name the next strategy. So with Axios, we have a bunch of different ways that we can choose how to target, and I actually have a lot of different ways in how we can choose to stop out our trades as well, or exit our trades. But let me just go over, so we got swing targets, these are swings, we got ATR, we got set ticks, we got dollar amounts. It's quite comprehensive. The Axios and ORS are both very, let me squeeze this down a second. There you go, making a little bit more room. But yeah, Axios and ORS are very robust. That's the word I was looking for. Robust strategies with a ton of parameters, which for some people like to fiddle, and it's a fun thing to fiddle with. I do it all the time. It's kind of like playing a musical instrument to me, almost. I play acoustic guitar, singer-songwriter stuff, and I don't know, something about messing with strategies and parameters. It's like kind of like writing a song, and you get a reward like, oh, that sounds good, or that looks good. I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. The easiest way to explain Axios trades. What's the easiest trade here to look at? This is an easy trade to look at here. So with Axios, we need, how many things do we need with this template? We need a red arrow, a close below the moving average, and a close below the swing indicator. So this is our swing indicator. We can see we are definitely in a downtrend, not swing indicator, I'm sorry. This is our super trend indicator here. And we have, so we got to be, it's got to be red. Let's see if I can reverse to green here. Oh, wait. Do we even have any green? You can see it turns to green here. So then we would be allowed longs only. So number one thing, super trend must be red for a short. Then we need this, these arrows. This is the heart and soul of Axios. These are our proprietary buy-sell signals. Also with ORS, you should probably know, let's just back up. The red and green zones for ORS, you can see them in here. This is also our proprietary indicator that creates these buy-sell zones. So you kind of get two strategies, and right now we're doing kind of a 2-for-1 deal. I don't want to say too much about the sale, but it's not listed on the website. Anyway, well, I want to give people both strategies right now, is what I'm saying. But yeah, proprietary indicator, the red and green buy zones, sell zones, and then these arrows. So below and red super trend, and then we need our Axios sell arrow, and then we need to be closed below this, excuse me, in this case, a 20-period moving average. So once all those criteria are met, we enter a short right here at the close of this candle. And what are we going to target? We're going to target swing, the nearest swing. I have, we're set up to swing 5. So these dots right here are telling us that this is the nearest swing 5. We can kind of connect the dots there. And we're going to be targeting that nearest swing 5 here for a total target, in this case, of 320 something ticks. And we can see, bam, we hit target there. And let's see, I want to show you, let's show you a loss. This is a good loss to show. Zoom in a little bit. Pre-market. This template is set to start trading at 8:35 a.m. So after if there's an 8:30 crazy news event, we wait 5 minutes until that has calmed down. And ORS also, ORS doesn't even start trading until 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after all the news, and it stops trading, ORS does, at 1:59 p.m. So it doesn't trade into FOMCs or anything, so we don't get skewed results from FOMCs or news events for ORS at all. And not really for, barely at all for Axios either, because we stop trading at noon. We don't have to worry about the FOMCs. We might get a 10 a.m. news event in here and there, but those 10 a.m. news events usually aren't too crazy. But you can see we stopped trading at noon here. Let's get back to this loss here. Very small loss. It's almost a break even. So you can see we got our red super trend. We have our Axios sell arrow. And we are obviously closed below the moving average. And what are we targeting here? So this swing actually did not show up until 1, 2, 3, 4, until this candle closes. It closed. So right now, because of that, because this swing doesn't actually exist when this candle closes until this one does, we're actually targeting this way down here. So obviously we don't make it down there. But what happens? When we get a green arrow, we simply exit the trade. So our entry is actually here. It looks like it's here, but it's actually here. You can look at it as if it's the close of this candle or the open of the next candle. The way that the way that NinjaTrader plots its targets and its entries and whatnot, it's the open of the next candle. But I like to think of Axios getting in at the close of this selling candle with the red arrow. So if we don't hit target, and again, we did not hit target here. It just looks like we did. If we don't hit target, then we get out at the opposite signal. So in this case, a 2-tick loss. And then over here, we get in here. And then we have to get out at the green arrow here. So that would be a 62-tick loss. And then we have a sell here. And in this case, we definitely had the target was prepared for us. The swing had been put in from here. So basically need 5 candles to put in a swing 5. That's how it works. So when this candle closed, it had been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This swing didn't actually form until this candle was done with its price action movement. And yeah, so we're in here and we're out here. And that's a 29 ticks. Again, with the minimum target. If we had the minimum target, we could have been way down here, but we'll see. We'll see. And then another short here, red arrow below the 20 MA, and we are obviously red super trend. And then where did that swing come from? This is what's really cool about Axios. Like, where is that swing even coming from? Let's draw a line there. Now let's go back and look for that swing. The market remembers. Axios remembers. Whoa. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Days. Here. This swing here. From the 9th of January. So 9 days. 9 days ago. It's looking back. Oh, you should also know, for anybody who's new watching this, the Axios runs on the MNQ 3-minute, and ORS runs on the MNQ 1-minute. I think that's really all I need to show you guys when it comes to Axios right now. Oh, I didn't want to show you the setting that I changed here. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to show that on the public video because I'll just tell everybody, well, maybe I can, hold on. Yeah, all good. So when you look at entry settings, period, all that I did was just change the 12 there to an 8. So shout out to our subscriber who, I don't know why I haven't tried reducing the period down to 8, maybe in a long time, I don't know. But anyway, he found some good stuff. It was already pretty good, but it's even better now. So that's really the main change is the period there from 12 to 8, and then there was one more thing. The other thing is the super trend settings. But I want to kind of try to protect these settings and the ORS settings for the most part for our subscribers. Just got to protect stuff where we can because there's nefarious actors out there, unfortunately, and we try to keep everybody safe and sound. We really want to protect our strategies is the main thing. Last week with ORS and Axios was really, really good last week. Pretty cool to see these swings get targeted here. Bing, green arrow. Bing, green arrow. Bing. And then we're not taking the red arrows, in trend. And then here's where that minimum target would have worked really, really nice here. Check this out. Entry here, exit here at this swing. Where would it have been if... Would have been swing here. Oh man, that's crazy. Look where it would have been within minimum target extension. It would have been all the way up there. See here? This swing high. Man. Oh, okay. So it actually wouldn't have made it here, but we would have closed here at the opposite signal at this red arrow, 414 ticks. Okay, cool. I think that works for the Axios automation. Let me show you folks some ideas that I have for, well, this is how I'm manually trading the Axios signals, and we're also going to hopefully be able to program at least some or most of what I'm about to show you as well. One sec. All right, cool. So this is my manual Axios chart. And I just got some of these trades marked out here so you can see real quick. And I'm going to delete these and I'll show you how we arrived here. Split positions on how we get in and get out with a runner and some targets here. So you can kind of see lots of really nice winners here. This is Friday. But let's go ahead and delete all of the flags for now. And our trading window is still going to be from, actually with the manual, I don't like to sit in front of the computer. I like to, as few hours as humanly possible. So with the manual, oftentimes, sometimes I'll take a pre-market trade, but oftentimes I wait till 9:45 until after the opening range is done. And that's definitely what I did on Friday for sure. Most days I do. So 9:45 to noon. And this last trade is arguable. I didn't take that last trade. It's too close to noon. I'll explain this 50% split here in a second. So you might be asking, what are these pink lines? We don't need this on here. Let's just clean up the chart. We don't need that. And we don't need this. So what are these pink lines? These pink peach, I guess you could call them peach. These peach lines are opening range high, middle, and low levels. Obviously here we have today's Friday's opening range, the high, the middle, and the low. Also, send me a message, email me onetraderjake@gmail.com or go to StratGeeks.ai, scroll down to the big red button, join our Discord server, send me a message, Jake at ORS, and I will send you that fib tool that I was talking about, and I'll send you the opening range indicator for free, no problem. Just reach out to me however is easiest for you. And it will plot this automatically. It would be cool to get a version coded where it extends the lines. Right now, we can see that it does not extend the lines out into the next days, and that's what these other lines are. So here is the 15th. And you can see it stops extending at midnight or so. But so what I did is I manually just extended the lines myself. And it can get messy. You can be extending all the way from a month ago or whatever. And what's really crazy is that I actually was doing that. And the amount of extensions and consolidation that we got because of how many opening range levels, well, maybe not because of, but it was definitely did not seem like a coincidence. We had a lot of consolidation and resistance and support coming together this week. It was pretty crazy. Anyway, so we're looking at, yeah, all those lines are just extensions. And what do I use those for? I use those for targets. And you can also use the swings as targets. So I have our opening range indicator on here. I have the Axios signal indicator, and also if you send me a DM and whatnot and you sign up, you're one of the first 5 people or whatever for this special offer that is not on our website, send me a DM, sign up with us, and I will also throw in at no extra charge the Axios manual indicator, so you don't actually have to run the strategy at the same time as well. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's available. I think it's good to go for everybody. I got to run it. Just got it. And then also let me know, and I can, or maybe I'll just post it on the Google Drive for all of our current subscribers as well. But definitely hook you up if you sign up with us. Anyway, basically just plots these green and red Axios arrows, and you don't have to run the strategy at the same time. Could save you a little bit of CPU, a little bit of memory, a little bit of RAM, something like that. And then what else do I have on here? I have, let's get rid of this too, it's kind of distracting. I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, probably because it's late and I haven't had dinner. Anyway, so we got our Axios indicator on there, we got our opening range indicator on here, and then we got a few moving averages. We got the 9 moving average here, we got the 20 moving average here, we got the 120 moving average here, which is really, really nice for mean reversion trades. We didn't have none of the price action got back to mean revert to the 120 today, on Friday rather, but it oftentimes does. Then we also have the 200. So 9, 20, 120, and 200 on the 3-minute chart. And just to keep it really simple, so what we're looking at programming in for Axios Ultra, most likely we'll call it something else. We're just going to call it Axios Ultra for now. We're going to have, what I want the developer to do is give us some options on how we target that are even more diverse than what we currently have for Axios. And already Axios is amazing. But I want to have the option to target opening range levels. I want to have the option to target swings. I possibly even want to have the option to target moving averages. So like you could enter here and target the 20, right? So these are the ideas that I'm working on. So let me just show you a couple of trades here on Friday that were executed. So one thing to note is when I'm starting the day out, let me give a little more margin here. Properties, let's give a 200, 250. There we go. So 945 here. Yeah, so this is our 945 candle, right? So if we're already in, like, this was a really nice trade. I liked that so one of the primary things that I need for an entry is a red arrow and a close below the 9. We obviously closed below the 9 here. We also closed below the 20, but it wasn't quite 945 yet. Then the next candle comes in, closes below the 9, closes below the 20, closes below the 120, closes below the 200. So I get in right here. And what am I going to target? I'm going to target the nearest, whatever the nearest thing is. You could target this swing for 78, which is not really enough, I don't think, at this time of day. Or you could target the next opening range level, or you could target the opening range level way down there. So that's where it gets a little discretionary, but what I really like to do when I'm trading these Axios signals manually is have at least 2 positions. I've been actually trading with 3 positions lately. So I'd take one here. The next one, I'd be either way down here, or I'd look back at the nearest swing, which is... This is a little bit too close. I don't know. This might be a good swing here. You got this swing. You got that swing. You got this swing. So you could take any of those. If you had 3 positions, you know, you could do... Just see what happens here. Yeah, but look at that. It almost comes down and touches that opening range level. But if you had 3 positions, like, you could easily just do that. You could target the nearest swing there. Opening range level, nearest swing, and then you could hold a 3rd position all the way to the green arrow here. If you wanted to do 3 positions on that. Or just do the 2 positions. Or just do one opening range level target trade, and then hold the other one until we get another green arrow. So it could be that. Maybe that's what I had marked out previously. Then we get a green arrow. Let's get rid of this. I'll try to keep the chart as clean as I can for you guys here. Then we get a green arrow, and then we can have I go over this in a lot more detail in other videos. This is kind of a combo video where I'm trying to explain all 3 strategies. Well, the 2 completed strategies, and then this one, which is what we're gonna. But we could do a mean reversion to the 9 here. Barely enough though. I like to be over 40 ticks. It's barely even over 40. And then that one ends up being a loss. But I didn't take that one because, I mean, if you did, the stop, by the way, is always 300 ticks. So that would have been, if you did take that mean reversion, I don't know. Like, when I saw that, I was like, there is no way I want to go long here. Look at it just dropping out like that. I just made a ton on that first trade. So the last thing I wanted to do was risk a stop loss for just a little dinky 46 tick target, right? Like, this is where we got to be discretionary. I also, when we program this puppy, I want to be able to tell the strategy with a parameter check on and off box, take these mean reversion to the 9 trades or not. I'm more and more kind of thinking that oftentimes they're really not worth it. So I waited till the next red arrow. And then where would you take that one to? Well, you could take it to here. Does it get there? Bam, it does. I actually didn't even remember. And then hold that second position to the green arrow. So you could have something like that. If you're using 2 contracts per position, it would be $253 plus $239. Or if it was 1 contract per position, it'd end up being like a $250, $300 trade right there. Pretty cool. And then we get another green arrow, and then you could take this mean reversion here. 66 ticks though, but see what I mean? It's like not really that worth it, but it does get there. I would rather wait for my favorite setup, which is a close above the 9 after a green arrow. We've got a green arrow here. Doesn't close above there. Doesn't do it here. Closes above here, and we're in. Now, we could target the 20 for 100 ticks for the first position, and then you could target the nearest opening range level for 218 for that second position if you wanted. And we do hit that second target here. Or maybe you just hold it till the red arrow there. So I'm really excited to get this thing programmed. It's going to take us a little while still. But again, anybody, I don't even know if I mentioned this yet actually. Anybody who is one of the first 5 people who subscribe to us, and probably move fast on this because those 5 seats are probably going to go fast. But I will let you try out this strategy once we get it finished. Not sure, no guarantees on when it's going to be done, but I'll let you have a little try with it, maybe for like a month or something. No extra charge. And then red arrow, no trade there because we don't close below. And then we get another green arrow. So this would be a valid long. Oops. That to be a valid long there. And in this case, you could try to target the 120. I don't think it makes it there. It does not. But either way, you close both positions here at 56. So there'll be 2 56 tick targets there. Now, where could have you taken it? I think this is good for people to reiterate. You could have squeezed your chart back in here, and you could have still had these marked out. Oops, F6, silly. F6. It's like I like to have these. I don't like to keep them all on the chart at the same time because I'm going to try to keep it as clean as I can. But you can see here, you had the option of a 53 tick or a 100 tick. When in doubt, I'm going to look at the ATR and I'm going to be like, if the ATR is like 100, then why would I want to go for just a 50, 60 tick target, you know? I'd rather go for a 100 tick target. So I think that's what I did. I can't remember exactly, but it was something like a 100 tick target. Look at that. Look where it comes to so perfectly. But worst case scenario, you're out both here at 50, 60 ticks or something. And then we had this entry here. Like this one, look how not worth it this one is. Mean reversion to the 9 there for 16 ticks. Don't even bother. Just wait for this close here. So this is, so we got this red arrow here. We're still in the sell zone. Then this candle closes below the 9 and closes below the 20. I love when that happens. So our entry is here. Oh man, I'm so excited to get this thing automated. And then we would be range level here. I don't know if that works out or not. Oh yeah, this is that one. This is that one where I think it was the only loss of the day actually. Yeah, for 30 ticks or something. But here's why I did not take that trade live, because look what time it is. Like, I'm ready. It's Friday. I'm ready to go. It's by the time this candle closes, it's at 11:57. Like, nah, maybe not. Maybe not. But worst case scenario, you lost 33 ticks on that one. So this would have been a really, really nice trading day had you taken it all. But I hope that makes sense, everybody. Appreciate you all hanging out with me. So just to reiterate, we had the ORS break-even update. We had the Axios 12 to the 8 period shift over, and we got that posted on the Google Drive for everybody, as well as the ORS template. Letting everybody know we're working on something new, Axios Ultra here, letting everybody know that we have this special 5 people only sale going on. You can email me again, onetraderjake@gmail.com. And then you can also find me. Right now, our Discord link is not working up here, so don't use that one. But this one is working perfectly here. You just bam. And you can see we got a substantial amount of members on there right now. 73 people online right now. Please reach out to me. Let's hang out. Let's have a Zoom meeting. I'd love to get you set up with what we got going on right now. Happy New Year. How do I get back here? Yeah, so again, the product's not listed on our website. It's a special secret hidden link. Because we really try to, I try to limit the amount of subscribers that come on at any given point, because I really do like to meet with everybody if possible, at least for a half hour, an hour, something like that. It's not always included, but it is right now. I got a little bit of extra time. My daughter's back in school, so it feels like a good time to do it. Look at that. I kept the video under 1 hour. It is now 12:30 a.m. here in Bali, beautiful Bali, Indonesia. Actually, I have a subscriber that might be coming out to Bali. I'd love to meet up with her, maybe have some coffee or something. Yeah, maybe see some more. And actually, I have another subscriber who signed up last month who I think lives in Singapore or something. They might be coming over and have some coffee too. That'd be cool. All right. Anyway, Jake from StratGeeks signing out. Appreciate y'all. Talk to you later.